10 points from the last 12. You go into this derby as favourites. Is that a fair reflection of the status of the two teams at the moment?
Well, maybe if you look at the last period, it is. But we all know that the differences are very, very small, and we also know that if you take it to another talk, that the last 3 games we played them, we didn't win. So our last win was this time last year against them. Yeah, they're the champions. They're the teams that they're the team that have won everything last year. So that can disappear, and that didn't disappear overnight. They know that, we know that, and it's for us. It's just focusing on the game and continue the things that we're doing.
Is it a challenge for you to remind your players that this is just one game? Because it does seem like there's an extra pep in everyone's step, not just the players, the staff. Like, do you have that worry? Or?
Oh, you say that, and everybody knows that. It is just one game, but it's a derby, and every time we say that, it's something special, and it should be something special because it's great that we have the two teams playing against each other in the same city, and we've seen in the past that those games are always enjoyable for the neutral, but also for the fans of one of the two teams, and especially for the winning fans, because there's a big rivalry, and that makes it very interesting to play those games.
Do you feel that this is the best shape your team, your club has been in going into a derby?
Well, if you purely look at the numbers of the last 3 games, then you should say yes. But as I said again, this is a game. They're special. They're different. We have to prepare ourselves in the best possible way. Be aware of where we can hurt them, and also know where their strong points are, and so that doesn't change. It's just focusing on our game plan and making sure that we try to get out of that as much as possible.
When you say their strong points, would you agree their strong points is probably their attack, even though they haven't scored a goal in the last 3 games?
Their strong point is that it's a team that has shown not over 3 games, but over a period of time that they bounce back, and that they win a lot of things. So it's a team with the quality that they have that for sure is going to be bouncing back, and we just have to make sure it doesn't happen tomorrow.
Eric Partheloup sort of sat here yesterday and said that the City, to be considered a serious team, they have to win these sort of games against Melbourne Victory, that they are the top teams and you have to beat them because you haven't beaten any of them really on this run. Is that fair?
Well, I think if you want to really make an impact, then you have to win a lot of those games. And you know that the A-League is tight. You win some, you lose some, but we have to start winning also from the teams that normally are first 4, and I think that's victory's one of them. So if you want to become the best team or one of the best teams in the A-League, then it's important that you win those games as well. So I agree.
Yeah. Selection-wise, you've lost Connor Chapman. Aaron Hughes coming to start.
Aaron Hughes is coming back into the squad. So we'll see tomorrow how we put up the lineup.
Is it straight between him and Melling for that position?
Could be.
Are there any other contenders for centre back? Is there anyone you're hiding?
Well, we have had a few more. So Jack Clisby can play there. Melling can play there. Aaron Hughes can play there. So tomorrow they're going to be the options.
The heat is forecast to be very high tomorrow. Does that play a part in your decision making? Like Hughes is 36, 37, about him being able to cope in conditions like this?
Well, there are a lot of things that we consider, we look at, and one of them could be the circumstances. First of all, because of the heat, We hope, of course, still that the fans wait. They find the way to the stadium, because it's important that that we have a good atmosphere and that we have them behind us to give us that extra support. But for the players, of course, it's going to be a challenge, and that's one of the things that, of course, they have to deal with, and that's something that both teams have. So it's no excuse. We have to deal with it, and it will certainly have a kind of effect on the game.
Can Hughes play 90 minutes?
Yeah, he could maybe play 90. That's something that you have to see if a game goes on, and if he would start, for example, then that's something that you have to look and manage throughout the game. So those are things that we discussed already, and we have to manage, and then we'll make a decision on that.
How far away is Ulla?
Michael's still not in the squad, so he looks better and better. We want to take it a bit longer this time, because every time he's been coming back, he got a setback, and so we just want to keep him a bit longer in a training environment before he goes out playing a game. We had it now 2 times that he went. Everybody said he's ready, and in the end, he got a little setback again. So we don't know if that's the right way now, but you try all kind of things, and it's important that that when he comes back, he really feels that he's had a few good weeks of training in his legs.
Just on weather, John. I mean, do you have concerns about the forecast? Are you interested in pushing the game back now, or are you comfortable?
No, as I said, we have to just don't think too much about it. It's gonna be warm. We've played in those circumstances before, so it's nothing that is. It's going to be hot. It's going to be, for the players, as I said, it's going to be something that they have to deal with. But no, there's no reason to say that they can't play in that kind of circumstances.
That surely favours your side, though, considering Victory's schedule and trip to Perth.
Well, if you look at those things, yes, it is. But on the other hand, we also know that in football, those things they can be very tricky if you all kind of things adding up, that everything is in our advantage. In the end, it makes the opponent stronger, because they want to show that all those things they can cope with. And I remember a game last year, Brisbane played away in the Champions League, Asian Champions League in China, I think it was, and they flew to Adelaide and played there 2 days after, and they won. They won in Adelaide after a trip of 10 hours time difference, and they won, I think it was 3-0, and in the end 3-2, what I can remember. So those things that don't say me anything. It's just being there at the moment, taking away all those bullshit kind of things. But in the game itself, it can have an influence if you're there with the right attitude and with the right preparation. Then those things in the end can help you. If not, then it's just going to work against you. So that's something that we have to be aware of, and don't talk too much about, but just focus on what we have to do.
John, I know you're not a ranter and raver, but if you win, you can really set yourself up nicely and create a bit of a gap between you and Victory, and put a bit of pressure on them. Is this something that you will mention to the players? No. It's no use to talk about if. It's everybody knows what happens if you win, or what happens if you lose. So again, we have to just approach that game, this game, in a very professional way, and they're special. It's going to bring a lot of other kind of things with it, and that's already enough, and to tell everybody what can happen if this or that. Yeah, we all know, but it's important to be concentrated and focused in what we have to do.
So last year's finals result, the 3-2 early in the year, they're not driving factors at all?
No. Why should it? It's a totally different circumstance. The game we played a month ago, or in the beginning of the league. It was a totally different game for them. For us, now we're in a different situation. They're in a different situation. So every game is different. And after the game, we can say how it goes. Before the game, you don't know. And the only thing that you can say, we're coming in the game having 3 wins, and they have 3 losses. That's the only thing, but it doesn't count when the referee starts the game, blows the whistle.
I haven't seen the squad or remembered the squad. Have you brought any other players in? Like Robbie Corrin's available, isn't he?
Yeah.
This time?
Yeah.
Is he ready to start?
Robbie's ready to start. Yeah.
Anybody else come
No, it's not the same. Yeah, Chapman's out, so we have, of course, in the squad itself we have a few other players, but